This is a video of my 1972 Cranberry Red El Camino SS. Although it is an undocumented SS, I don't have the build sheet, so I have no proof this is SS. So let's just call it my El Camino Custom. The car did come though with a 12-bolt rear end, 354 barrel, and the SS dash. I've had it 17 years, and that's how she came when I got her. So I don't know if that long ago they were making clones of them. It also had remote control mirrors. A remote control mirror here, but it was awful. It wobbled, so I ended up putting these fixed mirrors in. They're correct for a Chevy, but they're actually fixed and they're not remote control. It has a cowl induction hood. It's like a 2.5-inch rise, all steel. It's not the factory cowl induction. This is like the aftermarket high performance one. And it's, as you can tell, it is no longer a 450, no longer a 350 car. It's a 454. A couple of years ago, I installed a alloy-headed 454 cubic inch V8, and it has a high stall torque converter, SFI approved flex plate, and a Transmission Specialties Turbo 400 transmission that's rated for 850 horsepower. The Edelbrock power package I have on the top of the engine, Edelbrock rates it with 9.5 to 1 compression, which I got at 540 horsepower. I have a few other little extras on it, so I figure conservatively it's 500 plus horsepower. And it'll do a burnout like nobody's business. The cowl tag shows that this car was originally a Cranberry Red car, built in Van Nuys, California, with a black interior and a black vinyl top. And we've retained all of that. Let me take you inside. Go back inside again. This right here is all original paint along here. When we repainted the car, I didn't repaint any of this area. So this is all original paint here. I did repaint here, and this is so awful. I actually oversprayed on this General Motors sticker accidentally, but it was kind of peeling apart anyway. But here's the black interior. The door panels are custom. I had my upholstery shop do them. I like them. I know they're not correct, but I like them. I wanted good speakers in the door panels, so we actually built an enclosure there. So it sounds really good. So this is actually an enclosed fiberglass box the front speakers sit in. It has rear speakers, which are boxed in too. There they are, they're Polks. The whole thing's been carpeted inside to quieten it down. And this is the original, reupholstered, but the original style upholstery. I got rid of the seat belts, and we have modern inertia rear seat belts. Let me see if you can see that. See it? There we go. So it's nice to have the modern seat belts. It's two shoulder belts and one lap belt. So you can seat 3 people in a pinch. When I got the car, it had this dash, but it had basically idiot lights in it. So I pulled those out and I put mini gauges in there. Let's see if we can see them. There we go. So there's an oil pressure gauge, a water temperature gauge, and over here a volt gauge instead of idiot lights. I also had a clock here. Got rid of a clock, and let's see if we can see this. There we go. And it has, whoops, there we go. I put a Sun Pro gauge where the clock was. Who needs a clock? And apart from that, it's pretty stock inside. Stock headliner, dash. Oh, vintage air too. It wasn't a non-air car. It was I bought it out of Gilroy, California, and it didn't have air conditioning. So this is a vintage air setup, which is a very modern, great setup. And I also put a modern stereo in it. Let's fire it up. This is the factory steering wheel. There she goes. She's idling. Oil pressure's coming up. This is a cold engine. See, cold. Right around 1,000, and we got about just under 50 psi at idle. Let's listen to it. Okay, now we have the hood up, and we can see what's under the hood. As you can see, it is a functional cowl induction hood. There's a hole cut out there, and when the hood's closed, the air cleaner sticks up about, I don't know, ½ an inch or so. It's got K&N air filter. This is actually a Corvette dual snorkel air cleaner, which I think looks really correct. I know it's not correct, but it's period correct. It came out of an early 70s Corvette. It has a very modern Edelbrock carburetor. It has the AVS. It's an 800 CFM AVS. Has the Edelbrock air gap intake. And let's see if we can catch those heads. There's the Edelbrock aluminum Performer RPM heads right there. 9.5 to 1 compression. These are actually, they look factory valve covers, but they're not. They're actually a lot taller than the original ones. I wanted a kind of a vintage vibe to it. So I got the tall steel ones because underneath here I have roller rockers. They're made by Comp Cam roller rockers. And then it has Hedman headers, and they're ceramic coated Hedman headers, and they're long tubes, so they have a really good scavenging effect. This car's got really more horsepower than it needs, but I decided when I was going to build a 454, I wanted to build it right. I wanted to give it as much, at least 500 horsepower. I wanted more than the LS6 had. So what else things? Oh, so I put a high capacity alternator on there. It's got a high flow mechanical fuel pump. You can see the filter there from the high flow mechanical fuel pump and the fuel lines going to the carburetor. As I stated, inside the car we have air conditioning. It's a modern Sandon compressor. I'm running R134A Freon, which is the new stuff. I also put a trans cooler up front. See, let me get my, there we go. There's the transmission cooler. It's in front of a radiator. Oh, and this car came from the factory. When I bought the car, it had this big radiator. This is a 27-inch radiator, I think. So it's a lot longer than the standard one. I think the standard was 24 or 23. So another clue, it might have been a factory SS car. And then here's the air conditioning. I have an electric fan when the air conditioning switches on. There's the fan. And of course, there's a low pressure switch, and there's a receiver dryer. So what else is there under the hood? I put relays everywhere. I'm a Jag mechanic, so I'm freaked out about electronics. Electric's going bad, so I put a relay for the ignition. There's a relay for the AC here. That's the AC fan. And then under the dash, there's another relay for the vintage air unit. It's got a new booster, well, probably about 2 or 3 years old. And I put an aluminium master cylinder in there because the steel ones just rust, and for $30 or $40 more, you can put an aluminium one on there, and it always looks pretty. I'm using I live in California, so we don't have much rain. so there's no need for windshield wiper washers. So my windshield wiper washer has become my overflow bottle. You can see the line going to the radiator. Okay, I think that's everything under the hood. We go for a drive in my 1972 Camino 454. Okay, we'll take her on the freeway. Just do a quick jaunt on the freeway. This car has the factory 12-bolt rear end, which is the ratio, I believe, is like a 298, so it's got pretty good highway gears. You'd think it'd be a dog, but off the line with those gears, but she actually isn't. Let's give it a little bit of gas. I'm not all the way to the floor here. I'm about 2/3 of the way down. We're already at 60, 70. We're joining the freeway at 80 here. We'll take it easy, slow it down a little bit. Alright, there we go. Let's get back to legal speeds here. Now, she's running down the freeway. The speedo's a little bit off. We're doing about 65. I've checked with my phone. It says we're doing 60. It's more like 65. But we're only pulling about 2,300 RPM. So it doesn't have an overdrive gearbox, but with the rear end ratio, it's pretty good on the freeway. Let's take it on the street, see how she idles on the street. Make it through here. Steering, it's got the quick ratio box, it steers really nicely. Here we go, let's track, let's see how she tracks. Hands off the steering wheel, she tracks really straight. She just went into top gear. She's quite quiet to drive, I mean, considering what we have here. Oh, the stereo's good. She's got a very active transmission. The transmission is ready to